Hey guys, so we're going to look in Microsoft Word what the reviewing tools are all about and what we do with them. So without further ado, and not ado, don't you hate it when people say ado? Because it's not, it's a do. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to go to the Review tab. Review, there it is over there, and I'm going to have a look. So I have a document here. It is a 2-page document about bananas. I was struggling. I needed something. Okay, so bananas. And we can see here in my review tab, I have a couple of tools available. So in my proofing group, I've got the editor, Thesaurus, and word count. So let me show you what that does. We'll start off with the very first one, which is the editor. If I click on editor, and you can see that the shortcut there is the F7 key, so you can also press F7. That's what we used to call spell check. So you click on editor, and what it does is it brings up this review pane on the right hand side, and there are 6 suggestions for this document. So let's have a look what they are. We have a couple of spelling corrections here and conciseness suggestions here. If I go to spelling, I'm going to click on spelling, and as you can see, I have got some interesting information here. So fiber. Now, I copied and pasted this from the internet. I didn't write this, okay? So you can see that there is a problem with the word fiber. Now, how do I know that this is the wrong way of spelling fiber? Because, and this is something I will show you when I get to the language group, I can see down here that the language of this document is South African. Okay, it's a South African language setting. So we don't spell fiber like that. We spell fiber like F-I-B-R-E. There you can see, there it is there. So remember, a couple of ways of doing this. You can right click on the actual word that is underlined in red. Spelling is your first option, and you can choose fiber, or if you are looking in the editor pane on the right hand side, you can see here I've got the different word fiber, high fiber content. Here I've made kids like that. Okay, so we go, okay, cool, it's fiber. I click, right, it's done. Fiber, good. I can ignore once, ignore all, add to the dictionary if I wanted to. If that is, I wanted to override the way we do that, okay, I could do that as well. I can also change all. Oh, did you see how I did that? So I'm going to show you. Click on the little drop down arrow next to the word fiber, okay, click and read aloud, spell out change all. Change all, and all the words that are F-I-B-E-R have now been updated. Right, fueling, 2 L's. I have no idea what that is, so I'm going to ignore that because I think it's, I don't know, it's some weird bacteria name. So that is one thing that we looked at, and that's the editor. All right, that's the F7 button. Okay. Another very cool tool is the Thesaurus. All right, Shift F7. Now it's very handy if you have a word selected. So I'm going to look at the word benefits. In the word benefits, or I can double click, select the word benefits, and I go choose Thesaurus or Shift F7. It will then look up other meanings or other words that are similar that mean the same thing, and I can then use any one of these. So advantages, profits, or assistances. That's what the Thesaurus does. I also have a word count of the document. So let's have a look and see. Word count, click, and I can see I have 2 pages, 265 words, 1,339 characters. That's without counting spaces. All right, so that's what the word count does. Just gives you some statistics on your documents. That's the proofing group. If we look at the next one, we have a speech group, and if you have Office 365, Microsoft 365, you can click on read aloud, and what will happen? Oh, it's talking to me. Right, I'm not going to let him keep going because he doesn't sound very happy. But you can have the document be read out to you, which is actually quite nice. Then we have accessibility. So I'm going to show you what that is. All right, accessibility, check accessibility, alt text, navigation pane, focus, and ease of access. So let's see what check accessibility actually means. If I click check accessibility, it will go through my document and it will say, okay, a couple of things here that might not work correctly if you want this to be perfectly accessible on different platforms or for different contexts. For example, we have an image. I'm just going to close that there. An image or object not in line, picture number 1. So I click picture number 1, and obviously it doesn't like the fact that that's sitting sort of not where it should be. I can put it where it needs to go, and then it'll fix that for me. Hard to read contrast, going bananas. Let me click. Alright, so it's identified that actually the text color here in this yellow, mustardy yellow color might be difficult for certain people to see and then read. So that's what accessibility checks for you. Very, very handy. Alt text. When you have an image in a document and you have somebody using this Word document or accessing this document and they have very poor sight, the alt text or alternative text gives some information about what that image is. So have a look at how we access that. I'm going to right click on my image. I'm going to go to edit alt text. There it is there. Edit alt text. And here you can see I've got a sentence that says a bunch of bananas. This is a descriptive sentence or phrase about what the picture is. Someone might have a specialized piece of software that reads what the pictures are. So it'll read the text and it'll say, now there's a picture of, and it'll say what it is. And here, a bunch of bananas is the description of that image. That's what the alt text is for. This is still part of accessibility. The navigation pane brings up a navigation pane on the left hand side of your screen. If you have a document with lots of headings, they will appear here. You can navigate very quickly between the headings and the sections. You can navigate quickly between the pages if you click on pages. And if you are searching for something like the word bananas, you can see the results here. There they are there, and you can jump very quickly to the sentence that contains the word bananas. Actually very, very nice. So this actually gives you, in terms of accessibility, a really nice way of getting around the document and finding things very quickly. The last two is options, ease of access. This is where you can choose how you want your version of Office to operate in terms of ease of access, like vision or hearing, etc. And the focus tool. Watch what the focus tool does. Full screen focus. No toolbars, no ribbon, no bars on the sides. It's just for you to focus and read or write, type. Okay, that's what the focus tool does. Get out of there, just press escape. Okay, so that was the accessibility options that we have. There's another one in the language group here, which is called translate and a language. So I'm going to give you an example. Go down to the bottom here. I'm going to select that last sentence, okay? A banana every day, and you'll stay healthy. That makes no sense. Eat a banana every day. Eat a banana every day and you'll stay healthy. I don't know how true that is. I made it up. So let's have a look. If we go to translate, here in Microsoft Word, this is so cool, guys. Translate selection or the entire document. You can pick it and there's your preferences. But let's just go straight with the selection. Translate selection. So we're going to go from English to, and I chose Danish earlier to see what it would do. And you can say, Spis en banan dag, och dich wil verblijfsund. I sounded so Danish right there. Let's try another one, just because we can. Oh, let's try French. Gotta love French, all right? Oh dear, I'm so sorry if you're French about what I'm just about to do now to you. Mangez une banane tous les jours et vous resterez en bonne santé. Sorry, I don't speak French or Danish, as we have now discovered. Anyway, that's the translation tool. The language is the language of the document. So when you click on language, you set your proofing language. The proofing language means that when you run a spell check or you're looking in the Thesaurus or things like that, or grammar and stuff, it will look for the language based on this. This is your language base, right? So English, South Africa, that's where we're from. That's great. You click OK. So when we do a spell check, if we write the word fiber, like F-I-B-E-R, it's going to flag it as being incorrect. So that's what that section does. In the next video, I'm going to look specifically at the tracking and what track changes does. So make sure you watch that one.